Dan doesn't have all day. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Reseller Leftovers podcast, the number one reselling podcast in the world, self-diagnosed, of course. It's Joe, Philly Picker, Dan and the Man, and I'm Jimmy Old School Flips. Episode 38. I forgot that part.
How did I get up here? All right, there we go.
Oh, we had Dan in the wrong spot. We're already off to a bad start. And Joe is in.
Yeah, where are you on location, Joe?
Yeah, Joe's
I am in Wildwood, New Jersey. Little vacation with the family.
Wildwood?
Oh yeah,
Wildwood.
Wildwood.
You've been listening so much that you needed a vacation.
Oh, I needed a vacation from everything.
Yeah, from the world.
That's it.
Yeah, me too.
So,
I need a vacation. I got a busy month, end of the month coming up. I'm going to Cleveland, then I'm going to Kentucky, and then I got to come back up here for another highway sale.
you're going to the card show, right?
Yeah, I'm going to the card show in Cleveland at the end of the month, and then the weekend after that, I'm going to Kentucky for 127, and the weekend after that is my big highway sale in my town, Highway 30, Lincoln Byway sale.
Oh yeah,
wow.
You guys have Highway 30 go through there?
It goes right through my town. Yep.
Oh, I got.
Yeah, speaking of cards, did you see that thing that happened at the Dallas card show?
Oh man, that's a good topic right there.
Heist. Is it a reselling topic?
Well, the guy's a reseller, but he resells cards, and he got $2 million worth of inventory stolen.
Really?
Did you see that video, Dan?
No, I had my head down working. I've been working.
Oh, Dan's been hustling.
And I started a new I don't know if it's not really a hobby. I've been listening to, like, when I listen to podcasts all week, I usually listen to the Pat McAfee show while I'm working.
Yeah.
But he's on vacation right now. So I was like getting really bored last week, and I was caught up with all the podcasts I listened to, I think, during the week. And some of those podcasts they're talking about audiobooks. So I was like, I'm gonna start listening to audiobooks. So I started listening to audiobooks. And that was the hard part. My mom listens to audiobooks all the time. So then I was like asking her, I'm like, how do you pick out a book? I don't read. Like, I didn't read unless I was forced to read. Like, I read stupid stuff. I read magazines, and I read, like, I used to read poker books.
Back to cereal boxes and stuff.
I like books, like books of like poker. I used to read poker books all the time. And then I read like those dummy books, you know. I used to have eBay for dummies. I probably still have it. I probably still have it in the garage. eBay for dummies.
It's killing me to know what you listen to. Like,
well, I thought it was called The Teacher. I thought it was a murder mystery, but I think it was like a romance novel. There's a lot of lust going on in that book.
It's a great hobby you have there, Dan.
He's like,
I finished the whole book in like 3 days, I think.
Nobody died in this murder mystery.
No, they did.
There's a lot of sex scenes.
They died. I think they did die. It was about a teacher who was having relations with a student.
Oh,
whoa! Take it easy.
Yeah.
That's like a true life murder mystery show, because that stuff happens a lot. Like, those things happen.
It doesn't happen to me.
That's an interesting hobby, Dan. Listening to audiobooks.
And I started a new one with the same. So my mom gave me a couple. She gave me a couple suggestions. This other one's about like a mob boss or something. It's on trial for something, and I started listening to it, but I hated the guy's voice that was reading the book, and so I went over and I found the person the last book I was listening to. The person that read it, I found the books that she read, because I like listening to her. So now I'm reading a book that she wrote. It's called
another romance novel. You're listening to another romance novel.
Well, it's by the same author and it's read by the same person, and it's called The Inmate. And I'm only like 8 chapters in.
Be careful with that one.
Well, I'm in your boat, Dan. With reading, man. That's something that I
don't read either.
I should do.
My mom,
but
my mom loves reading. I
know.
She used to make me read. She used to make me read, like, do a book report in the summer, and like I would read. I read when I was a kid. I didn't mind it so much when I was a kid, when it was like
green eggs and ham and stuff.
No, like I was telling her, the book that comes to mind is Bunnicula. Do you remember Bunnicula?
No.
It was like a bunny Dracula. It was a bunny.
That's awesome, though.
And I used to read Ramona books. I used to read Ramona books, And this one, I was looking it up yesterday. It was called Space Cadets. I used to read that, and it was. I don't remember what it was about. I just remember Space Cadets.
I remember reading these books where like you would read it and then you could choose the next, like at the bottom and say if you want to do this, page 34, if you want to do this, page 40.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah, I love that. When I was a kid, I read those.
No, so I used to get the when I was in grade school, like the Hardy Boy books that were, and I didn't read one of them. I checked probably every single one out of the library and didn't read one of them. And
my dyslexia didn't help me read. I had trouble reading in general, and so I don't do it if I don't have to. Just like
I feel like I might have that. I get bored. I get just like I start zoning out. So
you're like a distracted reader. Like you're thinking about something else, and you forgot. You don't remember anything you read, right?
Just read.
And that's what happened when I was listening, because I told my mom, I was like, I just need something I want to listen to something, while I'm doing stuff like I'm working. So like the first day I was going to try it out, I was doing my shipping. So I put on the book and was listening, and I instantly wasn't paying attention. I'm like, I can't do it while I can't do it while I'm doing something, while I'm working. So
it's kind of like when you drive and then you're like, you zone out and then you like, I don't remember the last 3 miles of driving.
That's what she told me to do. She's like, maybe when you go driving, like when I take my trip.
I mean, listening to podcasts has changed my life as far as driving. Like if I put on Trash to Cash, or I'll even put on our Reseller Leftovers, like driving is so much easier when you're listening to a podcast. Like the time goes by faster.
Maybe that's what I should do.
But it could be dangerous because I'll do that. I'll be like, man, I was so into the podcast, I didn't pay attention the last 5 miles.
Yeah, I get sucked into sports radio and it.
Oh yeah. Well,
you call in
having Broncos sports.
You call in?
No, I don't call.
You don't call?
You could probably find a Broncos podcast.
I should start one.
No,
oh yeah,
no one's gonna listen to
I feel like you
Broncos.
I mean, we're on episode 38. It's about time you need a new podcast.
New podcast. Yeah, for sure.
I feel like you've worn out your welcome.
Oh, you don't know about my other podcast? Dude? I'm doing 3 other podcasts right now.
Are you really?
No.
Oh.
Heck no.
Yeah. But that's something I wanted to, like, I went to Atlanta over the weekend to see the Phillies game, and I saw myself in some pictures, man. I need to change what I'm doing. I got to work out. I want to read. I have all these things that I'm going to do. And then I came right back here to go on vacation with the family, and I've been eating like crap.
What have you been eating?
Oh man, what was pizza?
Oh yeah,
curly fries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I got a hoagie yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Lots of carbs in there.
We go back. I changed the subject about the.
You take a nap after each of those meals?
Probably. I mean, I'm gonna go to the beach after this and probably maybe.
Then you go run on the beach like Rocky and Apollo Creek.
Well, and then that whole thing of what's that 75 days of working out twice a day, 45 minutes, reading 10 pages. It's like I think it's called like 75 days or 75 hard.
I've seen people share it on Instagram.
Yeah, so
I just click right by it.
Yeah. So
I'm worried about you going swimming. You stay away from those rip currents that everybody's talking about out there.
Oh, I was just say sharks.
Sharks. Yeah. That happened in Texas. Did you see that one in Texas? Girl got her leg.
What?
In Texas.
I didn't see that. Yeah.
I didn't see
well, yeah, the rip Karens are if they have I think it's a red flag. If they have the red flags up, you stay out of the water. So
I'm not going anywhere.
Are there rip currents out there where you're going right now? Like
over the weekend there were. Over 4th of July, there were certain beaches that were closed, but
that's scary stuff, man. You'll blink and you'll be way out in the ocean.
Yeah. I went down today. I took the dogs down today, and people were swimming, so I'm assuming it was fine. Lifeguards are out there, so
well, that's good.
We go get a spot by the lifeguard stand and just swim in front of them. They'll tell you.
You got a big umbrella. I was watching Inside Edition last week, and they were saying that like people get run over by the beach patrol.
Oh, because they don't see them?
Yeah, because they drive those big old trucks.
Yeah.
That's scary.
That's happened.
Well, add another fear: sharks, rip currents, and now getting ran
stay
over.
away from the beach. Stay away from
the beach.
Wildwood Crest, which is the next town down over to, I don't know, it was a few weeks ago or whatever. A kid was impaled by umbrella,
One of those
a beach
darts?
umbrella,
Oh,
a beach umbrella that flew away. You know what I mean?
You know
The
those
wind
lawn
picked up.
darts?
Yeah, lawn darts.
That's some scary. What? Joe, maybe you should just not go to the beach.
Yeah.
Well,
I figured this is a good, because my brothers are down too, and they're beach people. Like they'll be at the beach all day. So figure I do this for an hour and a half. By the time I get down there, but they'll be down there all day. So I'm not missing much.
Is
So
it sunny?
Yeah, it's nice out today.
You got the beach bod going. You wear the sun shirt, or are you going topless, Joe?
No, I meet in the middle. I go tank.
You wear like a half shirt.
I go belly tank top, belly shirt.
So you're gonna go when you get done. You can go down there and list. You listing? You listing on
No.
location down there?
No,
How many drafts you make? Have nothing?
I have maybe 6.
Jeez, are you
You
serious?
do any picking while you're out there?
The weekend I'll go. We're down here until Sunday, so Saturday I'll go out. Really not like here in the area. I got to go further inland to.
Is this when that one year you went to like who was it? Jason Kidd's garage sale?
What?
No, that was up the mountains. That was in.
Was it his garage sale or is it?
No, it was
golf clubs.
It was his golf clubs that a painter ruined while he was painting his house.
That's it.
So it was a nice set of ping something. They had paint all over them, and engraved was Jason Kidd on the thing. So I asked the guy, and he said he was a painter. He was painting his garage when he played for
the Nets.
The Nets, yeah. And
wow.
That was the story
you had
behind
to buy
it.
the clubs or what?
I ended up buying them.
But the guy that ruined them had to buy them from Jason Kidd or what?
They filed an insurance claim, and somehow he ended up getting them and all that. So, but he said he was up on scaffolding and he was painting he said it was like a 2-story garage, and he was up on, and he said he dropped paint, like a bucket of, a gallon of paint or something.
You just need some paint there and it takes it right off, right?
I don't know. I ended up keeping them, so I use them.
Oh, you use Jason Kidd's golf clubs?
Yeah, trust me, it does nothing for me.
What's your handicap? Is it better than a 6?
I think it's 5.
Oh, can you hit it more than 50 yards?
Hey.
I see what you're doing here. You never pass up a chance, Dan. Never pass up a chance, and then turn this political.
What did I miss? Well, I didn't get the political reference there.
It was part of the debate.
I didn't watch that part. Yeah.
They're arguing about who can hit it farther in their handicaps. Like that, as an American citizen voting, that's what I'm worried about. Is how far they can play golf or whatever.
Yeah, I missed that. I remember I saw some memes about it or something like that.
I'm trying to selling stuff on eBay, and they're worried about how many yards they can hit a golf ball. Let's say buy the golf balls for me, which I don't sell any. I have sold golf balls before.
Yeah, I pick them up when I find them, but
I sold a couple. I sell golf clubs though. Golf clubs are used to hit the ball. So why didn't you sell the Jason Kidd's clubs?
Because they literally had paint all over the head of it, everything. And I ended up
the balance of them or whatever.
I ended up cleaning a couple of them, and it just took forever. I was using Goo Gone and like a metal brush, and it just took forever.
Paint thinner might take it right off. It might take everything off.
Yeah, so and I ended up just keeping them, and I used them twice, I think, since I had them. I don't go golfing much, so
you probably look like a crazy person. Like,
yeah, well, that's the thing. I only go
paint splatter, bro.
You wear paint splatter like t-shirts and polos,
loudmouth gear. Yeah. But I only go golfing with people that understand what. It's usually my brother, so they can.
I want to go because I'm bad at golf, so we should go, Joe. I'm not any good either.
I just like going to like a chip and putt, like a par 3.
I want to hit the ball.
You carry 2 clubs, and
I got to be able to break out the driver because that's the only thing I'm halfway decent with.
Mm.
After that, it's a disaster. But the driver, I'm decent.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll go.
Maybe we will.
Yeah, my kids are good at golf. They like it, but they go way more than me. So
because they play baseball a lot. I see I saw one of your boys was pitching the other. You look like you got a pretty good little fastball.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing good.
Nice. What are you looking up, Dan?
I was looking at comments.
I'm putting pressure on you.
Oh, comment. You're looking at comments.
Oh,
well,
boy. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
I saw one yesterday. I didn't get a chance to respond to it.
I responded to a couple yesterday. Thank you everybody for leaving comments. We got some good comments.
It was that one with do you remember the one with Larry Way Out? He said something about like because I just noticed that I think like episode last episode or the one before that I mentioned about like the different tiers.
Yeah.
And like I just said, oh, it's £1. And then like last week, one day I was looking when they just upped the charges. I had something that was like 15 ounces and I had it selling at £1 and I plugged in 15 ounces and it was cheaper. And then Larry made that comment. So I was going to make sure
I noticed. I've noticed I'm in the wrong.
I
noticed that because it used to be the price changed at £1, but they changed some things up.
So it's new? Then I was making sure. I just was making sure I didn't give out bad information. I don't like to give out information, but I don't want to give out bad information.
This might be common knowledge now, but you want to put 15 ounces if possible on ground advantage, as there is a price increase from 15 ounces to £1.
There you go.
So, that, and I noticed that as well.
So
I didn't know that either.
Because with the new,
because it used to be £1, but now £1 it goes up. It used to be £1 and 15 ounces was the same, and then after £1, 1.1 it would go up. Now,
right.
So I wonder how long I've been paying extra because sometimes I'm like, oh, it's £1.
I just put £1 in.
I just put £1.
If it's over 12 ounces or whatever,
I've been just giving the post office more money.
Yeah, no wonder why they're getting all these new cars.
Yeah, right.
The new the lady at the post office at mine, she drives an Audi.
I think she drives an what is it? I seen what Greg drives. He drives some kind of pickup. I don't know what Brady drives. I think Greg drives like a Toyota pickup.
Okay.
I've been going to trivia with Brady we have a barbecue restaurant here, and I've been going to trivia with him on Wednesday nights.
Oh, really?
We're doing pretty good. We're a good team.
What kind of trivia?
It's been general questions. Like it can range from video game to music to geography to countries. Like those are the kind of topics.
Would they do it by round? What do you get? Like 10 questions a round? And
you get 10 questions, and then they give you a little sheet of paper, and you can assign a point to your answer. So like if you're confident in your answer, you want to use the number 10 sheet for 10 points, right?
Right.
And then they do a multiple one that has like 4 answers that are worth 2 points each. It's usually like a picture, like name these movies. There'll be 4 movies, and you name them, and then he'll do at the end. It's more like Jeopardy, Final Jeopardy, where you can bid up to 20 points, and if you get it right, then you get the 20. But if you get it wrong, you lose the 20. Right? It's fun. It's amazing what other people know that you don't know, and then what you know that they don't know. Like, because we have our little team, and like some of the stuff some of the categories, like video games and music seem to be my better categories, and then they're really good at geography and politics and history.
Dan's good at geography too. So if you ever get,
I wouldn't be very good at trivia.
Yeah, I would say I'm one of the weaker. They think I'm good because I know the stuff, but I'm like, y'all know like presidents and stuff, and I'm like, I don't
I did get like 4 in a row on Jeopardy yesterday.
You got 4 in a row on Jeopardy?
Yeah,
4 in a row. That's good.
It was I'm pretty good with sports sometimes. Sports movies, I'm okay sometimes. Yeah, I'm trying to think I don't remember what the category was. Yeah, I got like 4, and it was 4 in a row. But sometimes it's easy if they show pictures, or some like randomly some stuff that I must have learned it in school and I just remembered it.
Well,
I
that's,
couldn't tell you what
I
it
mean, you go to 12 years of school, you should remember something.
Oh, I've been to way more than 12 years.
Or whatever.
My
Whatever.
favorite one that I got right is they asked what year did the video game Duck Hunt release in the United States? And I nailed it.
1989.
1989.
What'd you say, Joe?
85.
What'd you say, Dan?
89, but I'm wrong. I know I'm
It's
wrong.
85.
Ugh, of course. Whatever.
I nailed it. That was actually a game winner for us. Like that being right was on the final question, and I got us, and we won on that question.
What a big old brag. Now you're bragging. Did you get a belt?
I would like a championship belt, one that just says champion, and it's gonna have to be
All
a
right.
really big belt. Like it's not-
Quizzo champion.
All right.
you might have to take a second belt and latch it in the back.
Wait.
Kind of like when I have to get.
We have to talk about. We need to talk about something in reselling because we're 20 minutes in, and last week was the most impossible episode ever to like put a title on the episode.
All right,
we
We
need
can't use Happy Birthday America this
how to
week,
boost
right?
your eBay store.
Oh,
how to
God.
boost
Promote. That's all you have to do is promote.
Give money
Sell
away.
electronics, folks.
Sell electronics.
You don't like electronics.
I'm not a big fan.
I don't like them either, but I kind of told you guys I've been listing digital cameras and like 35 millimeter like point and shoot Olympus cameras. I went into my death pile and tested them all and listed them, and I sold 5 cameras in less than 24 hours, and it gave my store a huge boost.
What do you do to test them? How do you test them? What do you?
So digital cameras really easy. I have an SD card, and they take a battery, and you just put the batteries or charge them, snap the picture, save it to the SD card, and make sure it saves there, and then delete it. 35 millimeters.
Are these SD cards?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just throw one of those in there. So the digital ones are super easy. Now, if the battery don't work, then I'd say untested, but no battery and no charging cable. Like the Olympus ones, you can get them to with the battery, you can get them to power on, and you can get them to rewind. Like there's no film in there, but as long as they rewind, I've never had an issue. I mean, for the most part, they make sure it flashes. The flash works.
Yeah.
That's the extent of my testing.
After you sent me that or sent that text about the cameras and all that, I went on Facebook Marketplace and I saw an Olympus something zoom camera. Yeah. Let me see what it is. Olympus.
In electronics in general, like I listened to CB radio that powered on. I wasn't, I didn't test it all the way powered on. So I
sold the radio last week. I showed that the Bigfoot. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. See, I think, again, I've always noticed electronics will help your sales because they sell. A lot of people don't like to mess with them, don't want to test them. Sometimes they're harder to ship if they're a bigger electronics, but they will help your sales. I mean, and another thing to consider is they have a little bit higher return rate, especially if you decide not to.
Higher than closed?
If you're not doing a good job testing, even then, people will return them saying they didn't work because sometimes they don't know how to use them, and if you're not able to explain to them how to use them, and then if you forget, so I had a camera. My last camera I sold a while back got returned because it didn't have an SD card, and I put in there it didn't have an SD card, but they didn't want to have to go buy an SD card, so they returned it instead because they didn't want to go buy an SD card. And so you just got, make sure you put in the right wording. If you, like DVD VCR combos. I sold a Sony boombox. Again, not the funnest thing to ship, but it sells.
Yeah, it was Olympus Stylus or something, Zoom. But anyway, she had it up for $20 on Facebook Marketplace. I told her I'd go, meet her. She said, okay, she'll text me after work. Next thing you know, I get one of those, alerts that she changed the price of. So she must have had a ton of people reach out to her
Facebook
for it. And then she ended up just marking it sold. She changed it from $20 to $100. But so
Dan, is that something you would even consider like trying, like maybe go pick up? I don't know.
Well, I'd have to go.
The thrift aren't that hard to find.
What'd you say?
Like I find electronics at the thrift store pretty often.
That's what I was just gonna say. I'm gonna have to go to like a I'll have to actually make an effort to go to the garage sales. When you go to my thrift store, it's all just junk, like
Junk,
toasters,
There's
coffee
a lot
makers.
of
They don't,
junk.
and a lot of the thrift stores around me, the electronic section shrunk. It's like nothing there really anymore.
You really need like a honey hole. You really need like a honey hole thrift store that actually puts good electronics, because most of them, like you said, there's junk in there. But if you have, like, I in Colorado, I had a thrift store that always put them out, so I was able to find them. And there's a lot of people that do YouTube videos or Instagram that they have that one thrift store that puts out good. But yeah, if you don't have that thrift store, it's hard. And there's a lot that won't. I hit my table again.
But then it turns into space too. Like a camera. If I see a camera, I would try. But
I like the cameras.
What do you pay? What do you pay for the camera at a garage sale?
I have 2 more that I just picked up.
Without testing or whatever. How much?
I paid $1 each for them.
So like at the thrift store, Goodwill around here, I guarantee a camera's going to probably be $10-$20. Like I'm not paying that without. They don't let you do anything.
I got to test. I got 2 more that I found.
I take batteries. I guess I could walk around with batteries in my pocket.
That's the hard part.
Some of them have the rechargeable ones, that like the Canon and Nikon, and they have like those flat.
So like
batteries.
Always when you buy a camera, check the batteries. If it takes its own battery, always look for the charging cable, or check to see if you have the right charging cable at home. Another good thing is like the Sony Handycams, like the video cameras.
Yeah, I have a video camera over here
too. And
I usually find those at like the bins, and I just sell them untested. And I just like they're only like $2 or
That's great.
If I find them, like, because I mean, I'm gonna go to the bins tomorrow. I haven't left the house since like last Wednesday, I think. I've been in the house since last Wednesday. I'm gonna go out tomorrow. I'm gonna go to probably the bins, maybe. I might go to the thrift store. I haven't decided. Last week I wanted to go to the bins, and when the day came, I wasn't feeling well, and I just wanted to. The bins is kind of loud, and there's a lot of people, so I ended up going to Salvation Army because I get there, there's no one there. And it's dark in there, and then it's like they don't really play music. I don't know.
You sure you weren't somewhere else? You might have been. It might have been late at night. And you might have been at some kind of club instead of Salvation Army.
Whenever I need to go out, and it's like I just want a peaceful time of just like I like thrifting just to go thrift too, like not just always just to get out of the house. The only place I go is a grocery. I don't even go. I go to the Aldi. And then I go to the thrift stores. They're like the only places I go. But I'll just like I just like to go in the thrift store too. Like I just like it. It's fun.
Is your salvo priced high? The Salvation Army in Marion by me is priced pretty high.
It's
especially their toys.
Some stuff like their toys kind of suck. Yeah. I don't know because I started doing toys on Whatnot, and whenever I go there, it's just it's just like junk. Their shoes are always kind of expensive, but like I found a pair of shoes, they were priced for $19 last week, and I listed them yesterday at $50, and then they always have two colors on sale, a tag sale, 50% off and 25% off. So after I bought everything last week, my average buy cost was $629, $630 for everything. And I bought a few pairs of shoes that were like, their shoes are expensive. And then when you get to the clothes, I've done a better job of being picky and not trying to find stuff that's on sale and leaving stuff. There's some stuff there that I'm like, oh, I could get that and buy it, but it's full price. It's $8 right now, and I don't want to pay that. It's because it's only going to sell for like $25. So
I'll wait. They have a crappy electronics department too.
Yeah. I walked through it, and I went through and I bought a couple DVDs of Scrubs, the TV series Scrubs. I found some a while ago, and I had them sitting up just up here on my shelf. And at the time, the sales were good on it. And then I was just gonna list them what I had because I didn't have the complete series. And then when I went to go list them again, they put it on like Peacock or something.
I was gonna say it's streaming somewhere now, right?
Yeah. So like I've had them so long that like the value went. I'm pretty sure the value went down on them. But
But that's
Pretty
another
good.
good electronic, man. If you look up box sets, if you look them, you got to look them up.
Yeah.
Like DVD box sets, man. I just sold True Bloods, I think, like the whole series. I did pretty good on them.
Oh, True
Yeah,
Blood?
I love selling DVD box sets.
And that's to me, that's an electronic. I mean, it's
The
media,
biggest-
but it's electronic.
I forget what I sold. I sold a new in the box recently. It's probably
Game
been
of
like
Thrones. Game of Thrones.
well, I sold Game of Thrones, and that's coming back to me with a headache.
Uh-oh.
What was it? Oh, In the Heat of the Night. Remember that movie, the TV
Oh,
show
yeah,
In the
yeah.
Heat of the Night? I
The
guess
guy
it,
from the guy Archie Bunker's in that,
yeah,
right?
I guess it is taken off the air. I guess it's not streaming anywhere or whatever. But if you look them up, they're worth some money. In the Heat
Yeah,
of the Night. If you ever come across-
Smallville used to do pretty good too. I haven't looked at I haven't
Smallville?
found Smallville did. I'm not sure if it right now. I sold it probably a year ago, the whole series. Like not compared to what you paid for it when it came out, but it was a nice chunk of change back then.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Is these returns, but this return's
boy.
coming back because I had no idea that a digital code. It was
Expired.
Game of Thrones complete set,
Oh boy.
Blu-ray,
Yeah.
but with a digital code and all that, and I scanned the barcode, list sell similar, all that, and it was sealed, so it had the code, but the code expired in 2021. The digital code expired in 2021. So and then I sold a yeah, that's probably coming back. He doesn't know. I did tell him, I said, if you're not happy, just open up a return.
That seems. Are you sure it expired or they didn't use it? And
No, I'm pretty sure it's expired. I'm pretty
really.
Sure, I
What's the
was
code
just
for?
looking for
To
Blu-rays
watch
right
it?
here.
Yeah, because I looked it up. I did Google
did
it.
expire.
Well, no, I Googled, do they expire? And it does say
I
that's
don't
on.
understand why a digital code, especially something that new, like that show. The last season wasn't that long ago. You would think.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
How many years ago?
new in the box. Unless
season?
the guy's going to use it, which is possible, and then send it back to me. I guess I can test it to see if it's used, right? Or would it?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't
So
know.
they were sealed. It was sealed. Is it open now?
I'm assuming it's open. I mean, I'm
You have
assuming
options there. Then, as long you have options as far as a full
You
return.
gonna take half? Joe, you gonna take half?
it's not coming back yet. He didn't open a return yet. I'm still in communications with him. But the other return that I'm going to ask you about is I sold a brand new. You know how if you buy like a Nikon camera, a new one in the store, it comes with like a larger lens and then a closer lens. I forget what it is, like a 15 to 50 mil, whatever.
I don't, but I'll take your word
you could buy like a kit. It comes with the body and like 2 cameras.
Okay.
Or 2 lenses.
Right.
It's one of the lenses for that, brand new in the package, everything else. And I sold it. Guy gets it, says it doesn't work, sends it back to me. I test it on a camera that I have, a Nikon D70 camera that I have. He says the autofocus don't work and all that. I tested it when it came back. It works on my camera, but he didn't send me back the warranty code, the warranty card that's inside.
So he doesn't get a full refund either then.
Well, I reached out to eBay. I reached out to him. He took like 2 days to respond back to me, and he said he has it. But I did take the 50% thing, but
because his reasoning for returning it was false. I mean, it worked, right?
Yeah, it worked on my end. Yeah.
That for me alone, if they said this and it does work, like you said it didn't work. Well, that's not.
Well, the only thing I'm thinking is that he was going to keep the camera, the warranty card, to use it on his broken. I'm assuming, I don't know why you would just keep that card and not send it back.
Maybe he collects ephemera.
People use
That's ephemera, right, Joe?
Ephemera, right?
Maybe he keeps ephemera.
Selling a warranty card. This isn't going good for my how to boost your sales. If electronics are just a
that's a topic.
But these
that's
are reasons
topic.
Electronics can be headaches. There's no doubt about it. Back when I first started reselling, who was I watching? I used to watch
Art Vandelay.
Side Hustle Network.
Oh.
You know them, Side Hustle
Yeah,
Network.
yeah, yeah.
And he did a lot of electronics early on. They now have a huge business. They do like, but Chaz, that's his name, right? Chaz. He would say, "Do electronics are good to sell, and they sell, but be prepared. They can be a headache." Like Chad Corky Picker, he does what's his podcast called? I can't remember. So I'm sorry, Chad. Put it in the comments.
The full-time flippers.
Full-time flippers.
Mm.
Yeah. So he does a podcast. Chad does a lot of electronics, and like I learned a lot from his Instagram when the stuff he sells. I apologize for not remembering the names. That just happens with my brain. But Chad Corky Picker, follow him on Instagram. He does a lot of electronics. He sells a ton, but he'll also tell you there's that side of it. They can be a pain, and there can be, the returns on them can be a pain in the butt, and bigger items, bigger return cost as well. So take that into note if you decide to start selling electronics, but they can definitely boost your sales for sure. They sell so quick.
I agree. That's my thing. I like DVDs, so
I'm gonna ask my mom if she has some cameras. I know she used to have cameras. I'm gonna see if she wants to get rid of them.
We might still have our old digital camera somewhere.
I can't imagine she wants to use them still.
Digital cameras, I will say, always check the megapixels. 10 and better, 10 and higher.
The higher ones. Yeah. But I can't believe, do people still use them? I
don't know.
Do you
if they
see
use them for school or like?
But do you see like walking around people using a digital camera?
That's what I don't understand. Like, why is there like?
I'm sure you do, Joe. You're on vacation everywhere. People,
I listen.
Where I'm at, no, because I just hanging around my house. I'm not taking pictures around. Well, I take pictures on my phone. Dodger.
Do they want it to be a little bit like old? Do they want that nostalgic old, not so clear picture? Like, cause I tested it and I took a picture and I was like, man, like this is not like a 10 megapixel is not very clear.
When I was a kid, I went to a garage sale and I bought a camera, and it was oh gosh, what kind of camera was it? It didn't take film. It was
Polaroid.
It wasn't a Polaroid.
One of the flash ones from back in the day. You had to like light the.
Those flash bulbs you put on it. It came. It was like a disc. It was like
back then.
It came in like you took the pictures and it came on a disc. Oh gosh, what were those called?
Like the mini little, like the on a disc.
Like a
mini. I know
they
tried video cameras for a little while, and those don't sell.
When I was in high school, I bought my own. I bought my. When I was young, my dad. My family had one of those.
I think I know what
video cameras that go on your shoulder. Those big old ones. And then by the time the handy cams were out when I was in high school, and I bought one of those with one of my paychecks. Work all week bagging groceries just so I could spend all my money on this stupid camera that I used. What did you buy it for
though? Like, did you have a reason you wanted to have a camera?
Yeah, my friends and I, we used to drive around, and I would like just film stuff and
like your own little vlog.
Yeah, videotapes.
You had a vlog back then. That's pretty cool.
You were vlogging before it was cool.
Do you still have those videos? Do you still have the footage?
My friends do. My friends do have it.
Is there any incriminating stuff on there?
Oh, yeah. Not like illegal stuff, but
what kind of stuff?
I can't say.
Involve a sex pillow, though.
Yeah,
no, nothing like that. But like,
I saw
early teens. My late teens, early 20s, just being stupid.
I hear you. I saw one of those big cameras that go on your like the shoulder one or whatever, but it was when I looked it up, it had Back to the Future in it, like the title, and it was that exact model. And it was I sold it for pretty good money. It was the first ever eBay sale that I did a in-person pickup. The guy drove and picked it up.
Nice.
First time I did it.
My first in-person pickup sale was a Super Mario game. Super Nintendo Mario game in the box. Not sealed, but in the box.
Wait, here this is the film that I used to get disc.
I've never even heard of it.
I got it at a garage sale.
Cameras sell? Do those cameras sell?
No, they're like $6. Look at it. This one's $6.50.
I think I remember him. I
remember I got one of these at a garage sale, and I was like going on a trip, and I remember buying a pack of these disc. I don't even know how many you keep on there.
Now I gotta find Kodak disc camera.
4
I never
discs,
knew.
it's these 60 exposures. I remember having these. And I would go on a vacation and I would take pictures on my disc.
Man, they don't sell for nothing.
No,
Like, literally, this
I mean,
one's
I tell-
listed for
anything I ever
$1.11.
mess with is worth absolutely nothing. I don't
Look at-
have anything that's worth any. That's why I'm such a crappy reseller.
$1.11. Who lists that?
I feel like I'm gonna buy that right now because I kind of want to take pictures.
Do it.
This is my life. This why I'm not successful is because this is what like
Jimmy's
I wouldn't have anything cool. I would have this.
Dan's selling disc cameras that don't sell. That's I've never even heard.
I wonder
of
if you
those.
can still get any of that developed. Can you get that developed?
I was asking somebody that same thing. Can you still get film developed?
We have it's called Jack's Camera Shop around here in the city that still develops
I was gonna say
film.
there's got to be an older generation that still develops film.
My mom at Walgreens, but she just does it from her phone.
But like
no,
35
but not-
millimeter or digital? I'm talking like can
Digital,
you get 35
like on her phone.
millimeter?
I don't
Can
know.
you walk into a Walgreens with a roll of 35 millimeter film and
I
get
don't
it
know.
developed?
And
Because
under
eventually,
an hour?
I can't tell you
Remember
the
an
last
hour?
Yeah,
picture I printed out. The last picture that I've got developed, I can't tell you.
I can, but I mean,
I did in probably 2017. My little cat Gibson died, and I wanted a picture of him, so I printed up some pictures.
damn, that's sad.
Way to bring us down, Dan.
I'm gonna start crying. I had to leave to go to work, and they're gonna put him down.
How old
Oh.
did Gibson? How long? Because cats live a long time. How long did Gibson live?
I don't. Well, I got him. He was a.
Is this?
he was a stray.
Hold on. Is this the one that you stole from your neighbor? Is this?
No, that was Sam. That was afterwards.
You steal cats?
No, my my neighbor, not the neighbor, the stick lady. Before her, there was another lady that lived there.
The
And
cat
she moved
lady.
She moved in the summertime, and then by the fall, this cat started hanging around my house, and my cats were they alive then? They might have been alive. No, they might have been dead. But I had a cat that just showed up at my house, and I tried finding its home, and I ended up keeping him. Like I've talked about him before.
Did you put up like found cat signs and stuff?
My mom called like veterinarians and stuff around to see if people are missing a cat, and we looked on Facebook, and no one was missing the cat. It was that black cat that
most people that lose cats aren't missing them.
I talked to him. Oh man, he was awesome. If I ever got a cat again, it would be a black cat. He was so cool. There was that one I thought was a girl. Remember? I don't know, but I talked about it on the podcast before.
What was its name again?
Originally it was Elaine. And I called him Baby Girl, and then I changed it to Buddy after I found out he was a male. But anyway, after he passed away, my neighbor, so they moved in, and I didn't really talk. I didn't really talk to her or anything. Not that I would know, but this cat started showing up at my house, and then I always feel guilty, so I instantly did when Buddy moved here. Like I kept him outside for a while, and then like one of my days off of work, I put my tent out in the backyard and I slept outside with him. And then
you pitched the tent and slept with your cat outside.
It wasn't my cat then. It was
why didn't you bring it in the house?
Because I had my dog at the time was not a fan of cats. I wasn't a cat per.
Is that right?
No, before Oscar was Winston Clemty.
Who?
His name was Winston Clemty.
Winston Clemty?
Yeah, it was Winston. My dad brought this dog home when I was a kid. My dad said I got a dog and I named him Clem. And my mom's like, we're not naming the dog Clem. So she renamed him Winston. And then I always used my friend. And I called him Winston Clem T because T is the first initial of my last name. So if he went out, his name was Winston Clem T. He was a little Pekingese. He was mean. He was mean.
He was mean. Yeah.
He was mean as heck. He lived to be 17 years old. Why? When I start talking about Oscar, I'll get upset because Oscar only lived to be like 11. So I thought I was gonna give
17 years, and you only
yeah. So
what kind of dog was Oscar?
A miniature schnauzer.
Oh, miniature schnauzer. I had a
Which
miniature
my first dog, Bandit, was a miniature schnauzer.
schnauzer.
Is the picture gone? Where's the picture at?
I ripped it down one day. I don't remember what I was showing. I was showing somebody, and I ripped it down, and then the nail that holds it up fell down. So I got to find the nail before I step on it. I might have already. It might be stuck in my flat foot.
That's why you have a blown out mesh or whatever. That's what happened to your arch. There's a nail in there.
What was I saying? Oh, so my neighbor's cat. So
You stole the
when
cat.
the cat started showing up, I was like, oh, I got to be nice. I need to figure out. I need to find. I have to take care of this cat. So I built it an outside enclosure. I took a tub and I cut a hole in the tub so it could get in and out of it. I insulated it. I started feeding the cat, and the cat would hang out. And it was months I was hanging out with this cat, and it started getting towards wintertime. And I was getting all worried. I'm like, I don't want to bring this cat in the house. Like, I can't bring this cat in the house. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. And I was going to go take him to the vet to see if he's chipped. And I went to go check. I was trying to catch him. And I was like, you know what? Before I check him, I'm going to go ask this new neighbor who's been in the house for months. This is like November. They moved in July. Like, seriously, like 4 months. I was feeding this cat. I was outside playing with this cat. I built it a little house. And I'm like, let me just go knock on this door. So I knock on the door. I'm like, do you have a cat? And she's like, yeah, Sam. She's like, I see you playing with him all the time. This cat. I would come home from work and I would let the cat inside my house. And it would just like hang out in my house.
Your neighbors are like this.
The neighbor's cat?
Yes. The neighbor's cat.
Yes.
You stole their cat.
It used to be in a couple of my videos before. Oh wait, I have
were you
pictures.
like heartbroken when you found out it wasn't your cat anymore?
She's like, oh, he's fine. He goes in and out of the house because she had moved here from. She was like living out in the country, so she had like a big barn, and there was a cat that just showed up at her house.
Dan.
So she lived here for like a year. She lived here for like a year. When she left, she asked me if I wanted a cat. So I was like, both my cats. I'm trying to think, because I know you let them in the house. Maybe it wasn't until later, because I don't remember. At some point, I had my cats here when I started getting them, but then my cats both passed away.
You didn't give it your last name already, did you?
No, I found out I don't know what I was calling him, but then I ended up finding out his name was Sam.
That's absolutely hilarious.
Sam T.
Their outdoor cat became your outdoor cat also.
That became his indoor cat when they moved away.
And then I only had him for like maybe a month, and then he was too much to handle. So like one day I don't know if that's just
what happened?
I bought my couch. I bought my couch, and the cat kept on wanting to scratch my couch. Yeah. And so finally my brother called her up and was like, you got, because it was during COVID when I got him. Because my brother was out. It was during the last dance and they played it on TV. My brother, so it's during COVID. My brother was like, he was drinking some beers and he went outside and was talking to beers. He was talking to the neighbor, and he comes inside and he's like, oh yeah, Teresa said that she's moving. Do you want the cat? And I said, sure, we'll take the cat. My brother doesn't even like cats. Like he didn't want the cats we had when we had cats. So I was like, why are you giving me this cat? So I got the cat. I'm trying to, you guys talk while I try to find, and I have to find a picture of Sam. I know I have a picture of him. Oh wait, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to see. That's Oscar with Sam.
Yep. Laying by the barbecue grill.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Here's a better picture of him. That's Sam.
Is that before he got his indoor privileges, or?
I don't remember. It's all like a big blur. There's probably one with me. Let me see if I can find it. There's one of me with me taking a picture with them, like a psycho. She's just watching me through.
Your neighbor's like watching you take their cat, take pictures with it, sleep in a tent with it.
There he is in his house.
That's a pretty good house.
Yeah, you did. I
insulated with the.
Is that rocks on top of it to hold the lid on?
Yes, and I put a pillow, not a pillow, a foam cooler in there with hay. I bought hay I had hay that I would
He's
put in
like-
there for him.
If the cat could talk, he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go home now. Thanks for letting me hang out.
He would
I'm
hang
gonna go.
out, man.
I'm gonna go in this warm house that I have next door.
There's a heater in that one, so I'm gonna this winter. That's where I'll be if you need me.
Shut up.
Damn, that's great.
Wait, here's a good picture of him.
Looks like my sister's cat, Baxter. Oh,
There
Jessica,
he is.
watching
He used
you
to,
look like your
when I
cat.
used to pull off, he would just be hanging out, and then I would pull up, and he would just come out of nowhere. See, look,
You guys were like best buds.
I love this cat. He's dead. He's dead now. I ran into.
I thought you were gonna say you ran over him.
No,
was
no,
like-
I ran into him. I ran into the neighbor. Look, I was Sam.
Aw.
I ran into the neighbor at Little Caesars. It's a little pizza place in town. And oh look, it's little Oscar and Sam.
Oh my
Probably
God.
a year after she picked him, the neighbor picked him back up because he was tearing up my couch, and he was just
Yeah.
a lot to handle. He's always
Brother
wanted
was
to.
drinking beers and he couldn't deal with it.
Well, we got him because he was drinking beers, but when he left, he was just always in and out all day. And if it was raining outside, I didn't want him to go outside, and he would like just be a terror. So I was like, my brother's like, you got to do something. You got to come get this cat, man. I can't take him. So,
You ran
about a
into
year
them
later, I ran into her, and he died.
Oh.
He was sick. Look, that's his house right there.
It's a good one.
That's Oscar. Looking at the house.
That I didn't expect.
Yeah,
That story took turns I did not expect.
Yeah, this
I'm
went
like-
off the rails
It
again.
was like M. Night Shyamalan
You know,
twist
we're
right
supposed
there.
to. We're not even a real reseller podcast, are we?
Well,
Well, according to our
apparently we're a
comment-
pet rescue podcast now.
Damn, rescuing cats that don't need rescue.
And you ran into the, so you're.
Oh,
I'm
think
more.
that's great that
I'm
you
more
built-
interested in Little Caesars. What did you get at Little Caesars?
I am a. Oh, dude, I don't know if they still have it. I haven't got it for a while. I've been making my own pizzas. They have a pretzel crust pizza that's amazing. It's pepperoni pizza with a pretzel crust, and you get it with nacho cheese as like instead of the marinara sauce on it. It's so good. That or Detroit style deep dish.
I thought Chicago I thought Chicago was deep dish. Is it Detroit? It's
Like
deep dish
Detroit
too?
there's a Detroit style. It's like deep dish.
Oh,
Like
Detroit and Chicago.
Chicago.
I went
I'm not a huge.
I went to
fan of-
Chicago. It's probably been 5 years ago. Went to the Eagles Chicago game, Bears game, and I was so excited to try deep dish Chicago pizza. Everything, and we went to some famous pizza place out there. I forget what it's called.
Lou Maloney's. Lou
I think it
Maloney's.
began with a D. Is there something that begins with a D? I don't know what it's called.
It's not the
but
thing
anyway,
I'm thinking of.
I was disappointed.
Really?
Yeah, I went to Chicago. I forgot the pizza place I went to, and I wasn't impressed. But the hot dog place,
Giordano's is good. Giordano's.
Yeah, that's it. That's where we went.
Yeah, that's good. I love Giordano's, but I don't get the deep dish. I get like there's the regular pizza, man.
Yeah, well, I wanted to try deep dish. I like a thin crust pizza. I just wanted
Yeah.
to try it or whatever, but it was terrible.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say it was terrible. It was not what I expected. You know,
I told you about the Chicago hot dogs, Portillo's.
Oh yeah.
That's the next. That's
We had a
legendary stuff right there.
that same trip we went to a Cubs game and we went to we got a hot dog at the Cubs game. That was pretty good. It had all kinds of stuff on it.
Let's see if I
Wait.
can find a picture of the Chicago pizza I had.
Why he does that? So Jimmy was selling cameras last week. Joe, what are you selling? What have you been selling? Because you've sold so much. You're on vacation. After your vacation from your vacation.
Yeah, that was a good trip though. We went to the Phillies Braves game. They won the game we went to. Which was
They
good.
want the
that Friday night game.
Phillies won, right?
Yeah,
What's about time they won a game? And
yeah, because I've been to 6 away games. That was number 7. I've been to 6 away games, and the Phillies have not won once since I went to any away games. So
Really?
I was excited.
you're a bad luck on the road for them.
Yeah, I'm a mush. So if I go to away games,
What's a mush?
bet the What's that? It's like an Indiana Jones
I sold
leather.
a leather coat this weekend.
What'd you get? What brand and what'd you get for it?
It's a Mark New York jacket.
Well, I sold.
So, can you see it? Mark New York. You can't see it if you're listening to us on your favorite audio
2XL.
Here's where I went. Where's that, Dan?
That's Giordano's.
That's where I ate pizza at.
I sold this.
Mark? It's just the brand is just Mark. M-A-R-C?
Mark New York.
Like Mark Anthony?
No, it just said Mark. I got the I was at the bins with some people I met from a couple I met on Paul Philly Flippers Whatnot show. They live close to me. They bought some stuff for me before. And I was there one day, and they had a whole cartload of stuff, and they had this in their leather coat in their buggy cart, whatever. And they said, "Oh, we don't want this. You want it?" And I was like, I didn't really want to mess with the big old jacket. It was heavy too. It was like 6 pounds. Like, I don't really want to mess with it. And so I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, it actually sells, and it's a really good size. Yes, I will take it. And it sat for a while. I just listed it like 2 weeks ago. It sat for. I didn't want to list it. I didn't want to mess with it.
That's so weird. Like I sold $50. Like, it's hot as could be outside, and a leather jacket sells right now. You list in the sells right now.
I sold like, I mean, that's where I list stuff all the time. I don't like save it. I know we've talked about. I think we've talked about it before. Because you said you sold like your Christmas stuff. Are you saving your Christmas stuff right now, or are you listing it for Christmas in July?
No, I'm saving it still.
So, and I just kind of list stuff as I go. Like yesterday, or no, today I list. I've had this stuff sitting around because I told you I haven't left the house since last week.
34 days. Is that what you said?
No, it's been like Wednesday or Thursday. Honestly, I can't. Every day like kind of just blends together. I can't remember what day I left.
Yeah,
I went to the post office. Like I just walk inside the post office. But what was I saying? I don't remember what I was talking about. But I just been listing. You
don't save stuff. You list everything when you.
The only stuff I save is stuff I don't want to list. So like that jacket, I had gotten towards the end, and I was like, I'm like, all right, I gotta list this jacket. Like today, I listed a lot of. I had a stack of, not stack. There's 4 sweaters that have just been sitting in the eBay room here. I just piled up on something, and they've been sitting there for I don't know how long, probably over a year. But they all had an issue with them. Like one of them, I went to go list it and had a big old hole in the sleeve. So I just listed a lot on eBay. I just put all 4 of them in a lot and just sold them for material, like as a craft piece. And I was like, I'm getting towards the end of I don't really have anything to list.
All right, I'm going to ask you this, and I want in the comments, let us know too, because I'm just curious. I don't wear jackets very often anyways, because I don't get cold very easily. I just, who is buying a heavy 6-pound leather jacket? And literally right now in the country, we're breaking records for heat. Who's buying that right now? I don't know who's buying. I don't know somebody. There's nobody I know that would buy that jacket right now. So I'm just curious.
Where did you ship it?
Trash. Texas. They went to Texas.
In Texas, where's their? Maybe because the hurricane. I don't. Like, who's buying that jacket this time of year? Like, I don't understand it. Maybe they've been looking for that jacket forever, and it finally popped up.
Maybe they have a play. Are they in a play?
Oh yeah. Oh, there you go. Thinking outside the box, Dan. Maybe it's a studio.
So would you ship that in a box?
I wouldn't necessarily. No. What I do on a jacket like that is I will hold it up nice and tight, and I will poly wrap it. Then I'll put it in a bag.
No, I put it in
like it's not flailing or moving a lot.
I put it in an eBay mailer, like the poly bag, the eBay poly bag, because it was I didn't want it. I had it hanging up in a closet. Like I put plastic in there. I put everything in a bag. I bag all my items, like my clothing. Yeah. But it was so big. It was so heavy, and so
I possibly would have boxed it. I possibly would have.
And I bagged it and put it in the poly bag, and I was like, oh, I could probably get away with just doing another just double poly bag in it. But I was scared. It was so heavy. I was scared it was going to tear. So I was like, all right, I'll put it in a box. It didn't matter.
something like
Because
that.
it was like 5 point. It was 5 point something pounds.
Man, that's a heavy jacket.
Yeah, and just I had this it was just some thin box. It wasn't like, it's not like a super heavy box that I had. It didn't like push it to like the next level. So I was like, I'm just gonna put it in that box, and if it,
That's cool.
perfect.
I mean, again,
but it was like I
I
felt
guess
like
it doesn't really matter who's buying it. Just the fact that someone is buying it is all that really matters to you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've sold wool sweaters in the summer, like, I mean,
Well, I sold this.
Might not prioritize listing it, but if it's easy and I listed a few. I mean, the other day I listed a bunch of, not a bunch, but I was listing sweaters and coats.
Okay.
Excuse me, I just burped.
I ended up selling 3 of these Mach 3 razors.
Oh yeah,
they were the sensitive ones that came with like a battery, but the battery was all corroded. And
did they return it?
Returned?
What's that? No, so I took the battery out. I opened up the package at the bottom.
Oh,
and took the battery out.
Right there. Yep.
Did you put that in the listing that you took the battery out?
Yeah. I did a,
That's
C-pick.
What did you get?
Please read.
How much did you get for those?
$115 a piece.
Shut the front door.
I had 3 of them. I sold. I took an offer on.
There was for all 3, or that was each.
I sold one for $114, one for $120, and one for.
I don't know how to resell it at all.
So
all within
how
the
did you know
week.
about those, Joe? I know to look up razors, but those look newer.
They're from like I think the 90s. I think they were, or maybe early 2000s.
Where did you find those? Did you find them at a
discontinued.
estate sale?
No, I found them at a flea market.
Wow.
I paid $2 a piece for them, but they're
yeah.
And I
Joe
ended
knows
up,
like Joe.
Yeah,
Joe,
you should have went. Joe, I showed $50 jacket. You gotta up me with that,
I'm sorry, Daniel. Well, you did ask me what I sold, and that's what I sold. I sold 3 of them.
You're like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Let me look to see. Let me look through my crummy sales from last week and see what I got going on.
That's why he's on vacation. You haven't left the house in 30 days, and Joe's on vacation.
I think that's the last thing I've sold. I sold something that went to Albania. I turned off. Are we going
to talk about international shipping again?
I turned off that thing. The only thing I think is the global shipping program. That those Crocs I had last week, I could never. I had people telling me, Archie Biscuit Butt, he DM'd me on Instagram and told me that I must have used it. What do you call it? I must have used the global shipping program. I couldn't figure out how to ask eBay a question ever, and it just kept on telling me to I needed to respond by the 5th to this person, and I told him I was going to try to do a lost package case, and I clicked on it, and it was just on the USPS website, and I was clicking through it, and it was like description of this and that, and I didn't want to mess with it, man. I just refunded the guy the money, or the lady. I don't know whoever bought the Crocs. And yesterday they finally, tracking on it is when it's in some kind of sorting facility now. It hasn't had any action in like a month, and then now I just gave them their money back. I just ate it. But I turned off all my international shipping except I think through the thing, so I'll know. Because I don't know. It made it impossible to figure out if I shipped it on my own or if I shipped it to the through the, what do you call it?
Through the eBay's international program.
I couldn't just look at I don't know if it's because it was so long ago. You couldn't just like look at the label. You couldn't just, reprint the label. It didn't show up. You couldn't do it. And I didn't want to get I don't want to pretend like I'm a sucky reseller. I don't need someone telling me I'm a sucky reseller. Whatever. Jerk. I mean, like, I don't know what else to tell him. Like, whatever.
No, I mean,
I ate the $62. I'm not asking for someone else.
I'm not a know-it-all. Sometimes I pretend like I am. Joe's not a know-it-all. So like, yeah, we don't know it all. Maybe some people that leave comments in our videos are know-it-alls, and they just want the comfort of being the fact that they're a know-it-all, and they want us to tell them you're a know-it-all. Well, we're not. We are just.
I don't know why they listen though.
Resellers that learn. As a reseller, I learn something new every week. Or sometimes every day, I learn something new about.
Wait, you have to be clear. We're not talking about Archie Biscuit Butt either.
No, we're not talking about.
No,
Archie.
we're not doing.
I've met Archie. Maybe I no.
I don't know.
Archie.
I don't know. It's just somebody that always constantly says mean stuff to us.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we weren't bringing this up, boys, but that did take.
I was casually bringing it up, Joe. I didn't say any specific names.
I was cool about it. I mean, I'm not.
Were.
Go watch.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I appreciate him listening. I just don't understand why it's has to. I mean, I guess, but not really. I don't understand why he has to like make mean comments or just like say stupid stuff. Like I don't know. Let's hear his podcast. How great, awesome he is.
Yeah.
You know? Just share.
I mean, we are resellers. I make a living off of my reselling. I'm not bragging, but I do make a decent living off of my reselling. Do I know everything about it? No. Do I make mistakes? Yes. Could that happen to me? Yes, it could. Dan, and then we know that Dan lives in that area, so yes, it could have went there first, and it's not been the internet.
Every one of my packages go through
really
Chicago.
matter.
They all go through Glendale Heights and Elk Grove.
Exactly.
Every one of my packages,
every single one, just like all of mine go to Cleveland from where I'm at. They go to Cleveland after here. It just happens to be where you live. Maybe the viewer didn't know that, but it doesn't even really matter. It's just three guys kind of joking, having fun, talking about their experiences, and sharing some funny things that happen, some awkward things that have happened with reselling. It's just what we do. That's why it's a podcast. If we just sat here and spit out facts to you, you'd be bored out of your mind. It'd be like watching. It'd be watching the boring debate that happened the other day. It's just
it wasn't boring at all. It was it was amazing, right?
Well, I'm just saying that if we were just going to spit facts out all the time, we wouldn't be at episode 38. We would have ran out of facts a long time ago.
Yeah. It's just
the fact is.
So that's, whatever. And so go watch our last video or go look at the comments from the last video, see what we're talking about. We had someone that had a problem with us not knowing about international labels and stuff. And are we actually resellers because we don't know that?
It doesn't tell you that.
Yes.
It doesn't. If you had, because I was just spouting out facts about how I was like, I'm getting a sale no matter what. If I ship it on my own, I'll ship it on my own. I don't care. Or use a global shipping program and blah, blah, blah. So whatever. I turned all that crap off.
Yeah. If that segment would have been, I shipped it, it got lost. I know, we just had some fun with it. We're joking. That's what we do over here. I think I even made
drinking another C4.
Chill, just laugh at us.
Oh yeah, this is cherry limeade.
Dan, I don't know that you should be drinking those. I drank a C4 once, and I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I haven't.
It only has 10. It's zero sugar.
Oh, you did the zero sugar one. How much caffeine?
It's caffeine, right? That's the problem in those things.
Caffeine's the least of my problems.
Those ones taste.
I can't feel my feet right now. I can't
feel my feet.
Feet?
It only has 200 milligrams of caffeine.
Oh, okay. That's all.
What was the stuff in that? How much did that caffeine have in that Panera bread thing?
Panera bread.
It was a Panera.
I don't go to
bread
Panera
drink.
bread.
Me either.
You go to Panera bread?
No, but it was a Panera bread drink that somebody was. I don't know. It had a lot.
I don't know. Maybe you should ask.
I went to Panera Bread with Sunny Las Vegas and Kristen the Royal Squirrel in Las Vegas, and let's just say it upset my belly a little bit. I wasn't feeling very well after eating there.
When I went to Vegas, I just went to the McDonald's and ate spicy McChickens because they didn't have them around here at the time.
Oh, Sunny Las Vegas takes us. Sunny, shout out to Sunny. I haven't talked to Sunny. I've talked to him. He takes us to this Korean barbecue place out there, and it is amazing.
That sounds pretty
good.
Oh
my gosh, I need to go back there just for
I've never been to Vegas.
What?
Yep.
Road trip or flight trip, Joe. We're going. We got to go.
Yeah,
let's have a meetup in Vegas.
No way.
It's
no
far
chance.
from here. It's far. Yeah,
no chance.
No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
I'm not getting on a plane anytime soon.
I don't want to fly that far for
I
sure.
haven't left my house in a week. You think I'm gonna go to Vegas?
House in a week. I'm building.
That's not that long though.
I'm building houses for the neighborhood cats right now. I'm not going anywhere. I got projects.
There was a cat that was running loose the other day. I saw it.
Do you still have the cat house? Do you still have it?
I probably got rid of it. It might be. I don't think it's in the garage. I think I threw it away.
Well, because if I was a stray cat, I would definitely want to live in your area.
Even if I wasn't a stray cat,
even if I had a home next door,
eat dinner at home and then go next door and eat dinner again.
I can't. Do I have it in there right now? Before I say it, one time I was coming home from work and there was a dog running loose on the main street. So I pulled over and I helped catch it. I wrangled it up with hot dogs. Some lady in a house, she threw me a bag of hot dogs.
She threw.
Yeah. And then
just Dan chasing this dog around with hot dogs.
But now I keep a leash. I keep a leash in my car in case I find dogs because I follow dogs around to make sure they get home okay if I see a dog running around.
Sonia does. So you can't save them all. One of them is going to bite you too.
My same neighbor. One day I followed this dog was just walking around and I followed it and it went under her garage. So I knocked on her door again. I'm like, "Do you have a little dog?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "He's been like
you better get it before I steal it."
Look at it steal it.
I'm building a house right now.
What do you think she said when she closed the door?
I just pictured Dan like, "Do you have a dog?" And he's like building a house, and they say, "Yeah," and he just drops the hammer and just points.
She doesn't know how it got out. He got out and he's just walking around.
The neighbor next door is trying to steal our dog now. We got to move. No wonder why she only lasted a year.
Yeah, she left really quick.
I tried to be nice with the cat, but this is too much.
Yeah. Next thing you know, he's going to be taking the kids. You know.
Oh shoot! That's
Well, it
we almost got attacked by a dog at a yard sale. Did I tell you guys about that? When
we got attacked by a dog at a yard sale.
Almost did.
Oh,
I bought a whole lot of Legos, but at that yard sale, I was not happy because it was a big. I'm not like I don't care if it was a pit bull if it's nice, but it was a pit bull and it wasn't nice. Like it was not a nice dog. So the fact that it was a pit bull and it can do some damage and it was not a nice dog was scary. Like it was very. I have it on video. It's gonna be in a video. And so the lady's trying to go in out of the house and she lets the dog out. And right away, just and it goes right up to Sonia. And like I'm getting ready to go tackle this dog. Not really. I got the camera out and I aimed it more. But like this dog is like Sonia's really cool and calm, but like this, it was scary. Like it went right up to him and it was like mean barking at her. Like I was like, oh great, here we go. This is gonna ruin our day. We're gonna be in the hospital tonight. We're gonna be suing people. And it didn't even have a collar, so the guy tried to grab it. He couldn't grab it. He didn't have a collar on. So like he's literally having to like tackle his dog and get it back in the house. I'm like, man, that was like my heart went from 0 to 6. I like probably had a minor heart attack in that garage.
Ugh.
It was scary. Like I had to do that video. I make it a
I carry mace with me. I'm not walking around.
Idea.
Do you?
And I still end up buying all their Lego too.
When I'm walking Dodger, I carry mace with me.
Did they give you a good deal on the Legos because of the?
They did give me a good deal actually. Yeah, I bought. I mean, look, I bought a ton of Lego. Can you guys see those boxes of Legos? I guess not. I bought They're not new.
Our listeners can't hear it either. Can't see it.
But they all have the boxes and the manuals, and they're all complete. Dan, is that a Phoenix Suns jacket hanging up behind you?
Yeah.
Did you show me that in a picture?
Probably.
That's my squad. So I kind of noticed it.
All right. I
noticed the purple and the orange and it looks like. Anyway, so yeah, that was that. So like, this is like the pet episode. That was scary. And then now we have our own killer dog. Our dog is on Xanax. They put our dog on Xanax.
Is it helping?
It's helping. He's bit me twice now.
Since he's been on Xanax?
No, we just put him. Oh. Like we were like, we don't even like. We took him to the vet, and the vet brought up like euthanization as an option because he's like, he's the sweetest dog in the world, but he's a possessive dog. So when he finds something that he wants that makes it his, he will attack. And he will attack. And he was attacking our pug and stuff. I haven't really talked about this on the podcast a lot because it's been something that's been stressful in our household. Being, we've talked about my dogs before. So they put them on Xanax. Like it was like you're running out of options. Like either thousands of dollars in training that might work, and we can't even guarantee that will work because there's dogs that have this problem that just are never better. I don't have Cesar from the what's that show where Dog Whisperer next door. Like, and I've had dogs. I'm not mean. Like I try to train them with treats and stuff, and all of our dogs. I've never had an issue training them, like getting them to. Treats don't work when he's this way. Like he's just ready to. And so this is working. So we now have a French bulldog that is on Xanax, and it's working. I didn't even know. Like it's literally what it is. Like that's what they prescribed him. They're like, try this.
Is it like human Xanax? Is it the same medic? Yeah, same medic.
Yeah. And so that's been a relief. Like we're all still because like he got really bad. Like he was he got one of our socks. So like he would get my sock. And we tried our best to make, but he would still find a way. Like he would get a sock, and then you couldn't go near him because he had this sock. And he would chase after you and try to bite you if you tried to take the sock from him. And so, like sometimes he would vomit, and if he vomited, that became his possession too. And like you couldn't go near him because he would try. Yeah, it was, and so it's been it's been a relief because he's getting better. And it seems to be working. So I thought I'd share that on the podcast. We haven't talked about it on the podcast at all, but Bean is on Xanax now, and it's not that expensive. And we're just like, you know what? Because they're like literally euthanization might be where we end up. We're like, well, at this point, I don't care. I'll give him the drugs if it means he can live and not have to be put down. So yes, let's try it. So he might live his whole life taking Xanax. At least he'll have a life, right?
There you go. That's better than the alternative.
Yeah. So yeah, that's fun. That was fun. We thought we for sure we were gonna we were gonna have to get rid of them or put them down or something. This seems to be working. So we're still not 100% out of the woods. So we're not totally excited or relieved, but we're feeling positive about it. Anyways, that's my pet story.
Yeah. There's my pet story. Lazy pets. That's them. 90% of the day. 90% of the day.
Yeah.
No, that was earlier today.
That's how Poe is.
They're on vacation too, so they're being lazy. So, but yeah.
All right, so I want you guys to go find some electronics and list them.
Keep an eye out for some Mach 3 razors.
Mach 3 razors.
Always bring them up. I always check them out. Because I think they discontinued them, I think, in early 2000. So
I've sold razors before. I've sold vintage razors, like 80s, from the 80s. Yeah. Matter of fact, they had Olympic advertising on them from the 80s. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
I have a it's razors. It's something from Gillette or Schick razors that it actually comes with basketball cards.
What?
Really?
Yeah, in a pack of
T206.
No, let's see what it is. It's,
what? How old are those? Are they older, or are they newer? I don't know.
I think they're 2000.
Toiletries are vintage toiletries are a bowl of that. A lot of people don't know about.
Oh yeah, I always look up.
That's why like Joe's a different kind of picker. I've seen a little bit, and Joe he looks at stuff that most like I would never even think of looking at. Like that, I just bought a buck knife because he taught me about buck knives. Did I show you the buck knife I bought, Joe?
Yeah. You said
what did I teach you to look out for?
Let me think, Dan. What have you taught me? There has to be something. It's got to be, but I don't do a lot of clothing.
It's got to be clothing.
Why does it have to be clothing?
Because you teach me about. Because that's what you know a lot about.
I don't know if I know a lot about it.
Nothing comes to mind, Dan. You got to help me.
Nothing else on anything good. I sold a keychain last week.
A keychain?
Yeah.
Another one of the ones you already had? Oh, that's
Super
awesome.
soaker.
And that worked, right?
Yeah.
It squirts water?
Yeah.
What? How much? Like one squirt and that's it.
They had like a little thing where you put the.
Where do you put the water in that? Oh, right
there.
That's wild.
There
Tracer 3M.
The 3 NBA Hoops rookie cards.
Rookie cards.
1994. I don't know who the rookie cards are, but
$13. I found it at the bins.
I would have ripped that pack, Joe. Find out what rookie cards are in there.
That's my knowledge for you, I guess.
I actually have a return that started on a Super Soaker that never got returned. Like they never shipped it back.
I just have one on a tie that just closed. The guy never sent it back in time.
Mine's about to. It hasn't closed yet, but it's about to.
I got nothing. Mine's the only thing good.
Yeah. I'm gonna check.
Any good returns? Maybe that's what we'll do on our
return. The good return.
The return of the
I had a golf club return because it didn't help his game.
They haven't. They opened a return. They haven't sent it back yet. I sold this pair of Crocs. I was so excited about because I had it listed for like 2 years, and she bought them for her son, and her son wanted more of a splat tie dye, not like whatever the heck this is. So she's returning them. Like who returns something like that? Like they cost $17.
You should sell them. You should send them a link to Joe's Splat golf clubs.
I sold them for $17, and she's gonna open a return, and it's gonna cost her. I mean, $6, $6.50 to send it to her, and $6.50 she spent $13 in shipping. She could just keep the stupid sandals. Like I don't understand the point. Like, it's not like it's a massive sell. Like, these aren't exactly what I wanted. Let me get what I wanted, but these are pretty cool too. Like,
just keep them for in the house. Like, if you don't want to wear them out and about, just keep them for when you're working in the yard or walking around.
I mean, for $17, you can buy 2 pairs of shoes. Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I mean, whatever. They can return it, I guess. I'm not really mad, but.
Hopefully there'll be an episode or two that we don't have.
It just seems more. It seems
any returns to talk about.
It would make more sense to just like sell them myself than to spend $13 in shipping charges.
So wait, so what will she get back? What, you sold them for 17 plus shipping?
Yeah. So when she sends them back, she's gonna pay the return because I pay. She didn't open it up as an item, not as a scribe. So she's paying the return shipping, and then I'll refund her $17.
That's it.
So I won't be out anything. Like I don't care, but it's just like
you don't do free shipping.
Make any sense
for shipping too, right?
That's the person needs to go say, "Are you a reseller?" And they can be like, "No, I'm not a reseller," because obviously I don't understand that. I can just resell these, but or just keep them, and I have 2 pairs of shoes. Like,
so she's going to spend like $10 to get 17 back, or maybe $12, depending on what it is.
Because shipping prices went up. I don't remember what it cost because I charge flat. I switched to. I think I've almost switched. I'm just doing calculated right. I'm just calculating. I'm not doing flat rate. Those I sold flat rate shipping. So whenever she bought them, the price hike went up now. So it's going to cost her more, but I charge her $6.50 because their size 11 shoe. I'm pretty sure I ended up spending more because size 11 men's shoes, or I don't know if they're women's. I don't remember. They don't fit into a bubble mailer that I have. So I probably put those in a box. So they probably were.
Yeah. Sounds like ultimately she's going to get like $10 and some change back. She's doing the whole return to get $10 and some change back.
Yeah, we just keep shoes or sell them. Yeah. You could probably,
and she's gonna have over $30 in and she's gonna get 10 of it back. Ultimately, that's the transaction she's choosing because she's returning it. She's gonna have over $30 into it, and she's only gonna get $10 back. Ultimately, right? Is that right? Is that how that's gonna work out?
Well, she spent 17 plus 7, 24.
Oh, no, so she's gonna over $20.
Yeah.
But close to 30. It's gonna because then it's gonna be $7 at least. I mean, it's probably gonna be around $7. I'm rounding. I'm not a mathematician.
Are you even a reseller?
I don't know if I am. Probably. I mean, I don't care. I mean, no. I don't know what it is you call me. I'm probably a loser.
That's a good title right there. We're gonna title this video that It's gonna. Are you even a reseller?
No, I'm not titled. We can't title it that.
How about
If we were gonna title it that, we should have started with that.
Yeah.
We got like you know what I'm saying?
Man, I was scared to bring up that comment because we were all a little bit triggered by it.
Well, because now someone else, if they've listened this long, they'd be like, "Oh, I know how to get under their skins. I'm gonna start." Here
we go.
I just don't understand why it's not the first time someone says some nasty comments to us. Like we're on episode 38. Like, why do you keep listening? Then I don't understand.
They do listen. That's not the first time, right? Yeah, they're regular. Thank you for listening, Danza. Thank you.
See, that's what I said. Like they listen. I don't
Keyboard
understand.
Gangster listener.
Now we'll feel bad if they're just like they don't mean they're not. They're toned. They don't mean to be that. They don't want to be that way.
Let's see if they listen to the end because you know the one they're not thumbs downing the videos. We haven't had a thumbs down. So now
thanks for saying that.
Way to give them an idea.
Here comes a couple thumbs down.
Yeah, way to give them the idea there.
No one that thumbs down a video is listening this far because any second it's just going to shut off. It's just going to be done. So, and once again, I don't know if we don't have a title. You guys got to give me a title this week. I swear to God, I'm going to print it. It's going to print or it's going to upload. It's going to just say episode 38.
Do you even resell, bro? There you go.
Do you even resell, bro?
But we should say that at the beginning. We got to work on that.
Yeah, we got a lot of things we got to work on, Dan.
Getting it done.
We'll just add that to the list. Add that to the list of things we got to work on.
Yeah, lots of things. Mm-hmm. All right, everyone. We're gonna go pretend like we're reselling after this because we are not real resellers. Thanks for listening to the Reseller Leftovers podcast.